Is your turbocharged engine suddenly failing to accelerate, stuck in limp mode, and throwing the code P012D? This is a frustrating issue, but it is actually a very specific warning telling us that the turbocharger or supercharger inlet pressure sensor circuit is reading high, specifically on the downstream side of the throttle valve. This applies to many vehicles like Ford, Dodge, and Honda, but it is critical to understand that this sensor is what tells your engine computer exactly how much pressure is building up to give you that boost. And when it fails, your car goes into a fail-safe mode to protect the engine from blowing up. If you are driving a 2013 Ford F-150 with the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, you need to listen closely because there is a known factory bulletin for this exact problem, labeled TSB 14-0082. On these trucks, the sensor and its wiring connector are notorious for failing, and the official fix is to replace the pigtail connector with part number BU2Z-14S41-A and the sensor with part number CV2Z-9F479-AA. But even if you do not drive a Ford, the diagnostic steps are similar because these sensors live in a brutal environment. Start by opening your hood and locating the sensor on the intake manifold. You are looking for physical damage first, because the extreme heat from the turbo can melt the wire insulation or make the plastic connector brittle enough to crack. Unplug the connector and look inside for any green corrosion on the pins, as this green stuff creates high resistance and tricks the computer into thinking the pressure is sky high when it is not. Before you buy any expensive sensors, check your air filter. It sounds ridiculous, but a severely clogged or waterlogged air filter can mess up the pressure readings enough to trigger this code. So if that filter looks like it has been there since the car was new, swap it out for a cheap fix. If the wiring looks clean, the pins are shiny, and the filter is fresh, then you are likely dealing with a dead sensor that needs swapping. However, if you replace the sensor and the code comes back, you might have a wiring short deeper in the harness or an ECM issue, which is when you should hand the keys to a professional to avoid frying your truck's brain.